welcome to another amazing session of the Elite Tutor, where learning is made simple. And in today's video, we are going to be looking at the second part of our compound interest. In the previous video, we emphasized and expatiated on the concept of compound interest. We looked at how to calculate our compound interest when we are asked to look at how to calculate the amount. But in today's video, we are going to be looking at something very interesting which I want you to pay attention. In today's video, I'm going to be showing you how to calculate the rate when it's not given and also how to ascertain the time. I want you to follow closely. Now let's look at our first question. We have $15,000 amounts to $18,000 in 4 years. Find the rate. $15,000 amounts to $18,000 in 4 years, and we are asked to find the rate. Now firstly, the formula for compound interest. We have that compound, our amount equal to principal into bracket 1 plus r over 100 raised to power t. This is the formula that helps us to ascertain our amount. Why? Because the ascertaining of our amount is very crucial in calculating our compound interest. Why? Reason being that the formula for compound interest is amount minus principal. That gives us our compound interest. But we are asked to find the rate, so we are going to be using our formula. Now they say $15,000 amounts to $18,000. What does this mean? It simply means that $15,000 was invested, and after 4 years, the $15,000 grew to $18,000. So this makes our $15,000 our principal and our $18,000 our amount. Our $18,000 our amount, yes, because our amount takes into consideration both the principal and the interest. So we have that. Let's bring out our parameters. Our amount is $18,000. While our P, our principal, which is the amount invested, $15,000. And then our time is equal to 4, and our rate is unknown. So we are here to find the rate. So we are going to impute our parameters into our formula. So we are going to, let's solve over here. So we are going to have that amount, which is $18,000, is equal to our principal, which is $15,000, into 1 plus r. We are looking for r, so r is unknown, raised to power my t, which is time. And then we've been able to impute our parameters into the formula. Now, what is the next thing we do? In order for us to simplify this expression, we'll have to divide both sides by 15,000. Don't forget we are looking for r, so we'll try to, any number or digit attached to r, we'll try to eliminate them one after the other. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to divide both sides by 15,000. So we are going to divide both sides by 15,000. So this will be 18,000 over 15,000 is equal to 15,000 over 15,000 into 1 plus r over 100 raised to power 4. So to confirm from our calculator, 18,000 divided by 15,000 would give us 1.2. So how that this is 1.2 is equal to 15,000 divided by 15,000, that's 1. So how that 1.2 is equal to 1 plus r over 100. R over 100, 1 plus r over 100 raised to power 4. Don't forget, we are trying to look for r. So any number attached to r, we are going to be eliminating them one after the other. So the next step we are going to do, now this is power, which is 4. The next step, we are going to try to see how we can eliminate that power. And for us to eliminate that power, we are going to look for the fourth root of both sides. Same way we have square root. Since this is 4, if the power were to be 3, we would have been looking for the cube root. But since this is 4, we are going to what? Take the fourth root of both sides so as to cancel this power. So we have that the fourth root of 1.2, the fourth root of 1.2 is equal to 1 plus r over 100. So let's confirm from our calculator, what is the fourth root of 1.2? If we confirm from our calculator, the fourth root of 1.2 gives us 1.0466. So the fourth root here gives us 1.0466. So that's the fourth root of 1.2. So we have that 1.0466 is equal to 1 plus r over 100. We are trying to eliminate anything that is attached to r. So we can go ahead to collect our like terms. So we are going to have that this is 1.0466. This is plus 1. If it crosses over this equal to sign, it becomes minus 1. Is equal to r over 100. So we have 1.0466 minus 1 is equal to r over 100. If you look gradually, you see that items, numbers that are related, that are attached to r, we are eliminating them one after the other. That helps us to be able to ascertain our rate. So 1.0466 minus 1, that gives us 0.46. That gives us 0.466. Right? Rather, so you're going to give us 0.0466. So 1.0466 minus 1 gives us 0.0466 is equal to r over 100. So we have that 0.0466 is equal to r over 100. What are we going to do next? At this point, in order for us to find our r, we are going to cross multiply. So we can see that this can be written as 0.0466 over 1 is equal to r over 100. Now, why did I say over 1? I tried to make it look like r over 100, like a fraction form. 0.0466 divided by 1 is still same thing as 0.0466. The only thing here, it has changed form. There's one other video on algebraic expression which you should go check out. I took my time and I explained when a particular digit changes form. Okay? So we can go ahead to cross multiply. So when we cross multiply, we have that 0.0466 times 100 and r times 1. So we're going to have r times 1 is equal to 0.0466 times 100. 0.0466 times 100. R times 1 will still give us r, which is the same thing as 1r because the coefficient of r is 1. And 0.0466 times 100, that's going to give us 4.66. 4.66. Don't forget we are looking for the rate, and the unit measurement for rate is percentage. So our final answer, r, is equal to 4.66%. So what does this mean? $15,000 amounts to $18,000 in 4 years at the rate of 4.66%. Now let's look at the final question for today's video. We have $20,000 becomes $26,000 at 5% compound interest. find the time. Now in this question, we are not looking at for the rate, we are looking at for the time. Please, I want you to pay attention to this very last question, because in this question, I'm going to be introducing the law of logarithm. I'm going to apply the law of logarithm, and then I'm going to show you how it's been done. So I want you to follow closely. Now we have question 2. First of all, let's write our formula out. We have that A is equal to P into bracket 1 plus I over 100 raised to power T. Now let's bring out our parameters based on the question. The question says $20,000 becomes $26,000 at 5%. That means $20,000 was invested, right? And after a few years' time, it became $26,000. That means our principal in this question is $20,000. So our principal is $20,000, and our amount, which takes into consideration our principal and interest, is $26,000. Now our rate in this question, we are given rate. That rate is 5%, and in this question we are looking for our time. So here time is unknown. So how do we ascertain our time? Follow closely. So the first thing we are going to do, we are going to be imputing our parameters into the formula. So let's go ahead. So we have that $26,000 equal to my P, which is $20,000, bracket 1 plus my R is 5 over 100 raised to power T. So our T is unknown. Now what will be the first thing we are going to do here in order for us to simplify this equation, this expression rather? Now the first thing we are going to do is we are going to divide both sides by 20,000. We are going to start because we are looking for what? T. So we are going to divide both sides by 20,000. Why are we dividing both sides by 20,000? Because we are looking for T, our time. And time here is at the right hand side of the expression. So any number or any item attached, we'll see how we can eliminate them one after the other. So here we are going to have, we'll divide both sides by 20,000. Divide both sides by 20,000. So we have that this will give us 26,000 over 20,000 is equal to 20,000 over 20,000 into 1 plus 5 over 100 T. So if we confirm from our calculator, 26,000 divided by 20,000, if we confirm from our calculator, we'll have that this, we are going to ascertain 1.3. So we have 1.3 is equal to 20,000 divided by 20,000, we'll have what? 1. 1.3 is equal to 1 plus 5 over 100 raised to power T. Now let's simplify further. 1.3 is equal to 1 plus, now 5 divided by 100. 5 divided by 100. Let's confirm that from our calculator. 5 divided by 100 gives us 0.05. So we have 0.05 raised to power T. So further right, so we are going to add what is inside the bracket. We have that 1.3 is equal to 1.05 raised to power T. So 1 plus 0.05 gives us 1.05. Now at this point, what are we going to do? Like I said, we are going to be introducing the law of logarithm. Now, good question. Why are we introducing the law of logarithm? Now, we are looking at ascertaining our T, and our T is in an index form. When we say an index form, we are simply saying that it is in power. It is in an exponent form. So the law of logarithm will help us to bring a power to an ordinary letter. The reason why we are going to be introducing the law of logarithm because it helps us to bring down a power to a number. Now what do I mean? Now let's follow closely. I'm going to write, please follow me closely. Now, there's this law of logarithm. The law of logarithm says that if you have log A raised to power B, if you have log A raised to power B, it's same thing as B log A. So you can see that this power has been brought to an ordinary number. So here we are going to be applying the law of logarithm. We are going to apply the law of logarithm what? Here. So we are going to have that, if you apply the law of logarithm here, we are going to have that this will be 1.3 is equal to T. 1.3 is equal to what? T 1.05. Using the law of logarithm, now this power becomes an ordinary. This power becomes what? An ordinary what? Letter. Why? We use this law of what? Logarithm. Where log A power of B is same as B log A. Now don't forget we have 1.3 is equal to T 1.05. Now we are looking for the value of what T. We want T to stand alone. So what are we going to do? We are going to divide both sides by the coefficient of T. When we say coefficient of T, we are simply talking about the number that is attached to T, which is 1.05. So here, divided by 1.05, and then here divided by 1.05. So that means we are going to have that. Now if you do this, we cancel this. So we have that 1.3 over 1.05 is equal to what? T. Now don't forget, we are taking the log of both sides because we introduced the law of logarithm. So this will be T is equal to log 1.3 divided by log 1.05. Since we apply the law of logarithm, so this will be log T is equal to log 1.3 divided by log 1.05. Now if you confirm very well from our calculator, log 1.3 gives us, our numerator gives us, we have 0.1139, and log 1.05 gives us 0.0212. So we've been able to ascertain that log 1.3 is equal to 0.1139, and log 1.05 is 0.0212. I forgot to add the log here. So we also took what the log of what? Both sides. So we can go ahead to see that our T, permit me to write here, we can go ahead and say our T is equal to, now if we divide this 0.1139 divided by 0.0212, we are going to have that our T will be equal to approximately 5.4. Don't forget we are looking for the time, and the unit of time here is what? Measured in years. So our T will be equal to 5.4 years. And this brings us to the end of this question. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I will also recommend you that don't just watch this video once, watch it over and over to understand what was solved here. Thank you very much, and see you in the next video.